What is up, everybody? My name is Harry Rice. Welcome back to the channel. It is my first live stream in, God, it feels like a month and a half. What a way for me to return. Oh my God. Yeah. The Montreal Canadiens have made a trade, a huge trade that actually isn't official, I think, from either team's Twitter, but it's being reported out there. Chris Johnston, René Lavoie, who's a big Habs insider for those who might not be in the Habs circle. He's a big insider there. Elliot Friedman was reporting it. He might have been the first or one of the first to report that the trade call, not the trade call, but that there was traction about the trade. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have a trade to announce. The Montreal Canadiens have acquired a 2026 second round pick in exchange for Jordan Harris. Yeah, and also some guy named Patrik Laine. Oh, it's on the Habs Twitter now? Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, we're gonna get into your comments, guys. So, firstly, yeah, Luca, Habs are a problem for sure. Mateo, OMG. Fagio, definitely low risk and a high reward for sure. Jack, it's epic for sure. Jacob, bald Kent Hughes, I want to kiss his bald, beautiful head. Waxy, definitely a good trade. We stole him for sure, man. Zach, yes, definitely a great trade. So, we're gonna talk about this, of course. So, first of all, I've been a huge Laine guy for a while now. I've really loved Laine's shot. Of course, he has one of the best. Of course, this is, for some reason, the first comment that pops up. Not none of the 10 before, but this one. Yeah, this is a trade. Again, Laine is a guy, I've loved his shot for a long time. He's got probably a top 5, top 10 wrist shot in the NHL. It's fantastic. It's Elias Pettersson-esque. Another guy who hasn't really hit the 40-50 goal ceiling like we thought he would. Instead, he turned into a 60 assist guy, did Pettersson. But Laine, I love his shot. I love the offensive potential that he has and the upside there. So it makes sense why Montreal would acquire this. They need that second line right wing. Gallagher, admittedly, had a good last 15-20 games of the year. A good second half. You could even extend it to. Anderson's not cutting it out. And Armia, he had hot streaks during the season last year, but he wasn't consistently that 20 goal scorer that he could have been, honestly, if he stayed up for all of the year and didn't get sent down. But if he doesn't get sent down, he doesn't become that 12 goal scorer I think he had last year, the 12 goals. Laine is a legitimate second line option. I would argue if you don't have Caulfield or Slav first line, but he's a second line guy. And of course, I will address the elephant in the room before we get into stats for any of these guys. My personal thoughts on Jordan Harris, because I'm a Habs fan. I've seen Harris play. But yeah, like Jack says, no, Jordan Harris is my 8th favorite Habs defenseman. Exactly. I actually do like Harris. We'll get into that in a second. But I just lost my train of thought. I saw the Harris comment and I was like, what was I talking about? Before I get into the stats, yeah. Yeah, I'll address the elephant in the room, the player's assistant stuff, and his injury history. Laine is a guy who does get injured fairly regularly. He's a guy who has immense upside, but the injuries have kind of held him back. And of course, this past season, he did enter the Players Assistance Program, but that's something he left, I think, a month ago now, something like that, 3 weeks ago. He left it fairly recently, and the reason that a Laine trade wasn't made at the draft, for example, was because teams wanted the opportunity to talk to Patrik Laine before they acquired him. They wanted to speak to him and I guess see if he did want to play for their team and basically just, I guess, get a feel for his personality. And apparently the Habs liked it enough that they traded away a 3rd round draft pick, basically, to get a 3rd overall pick and a 2nd rounder, which is probably going to be a late first now that we're thinking about it, basically. But yeah, we have 24 viewers, by the way. Thank you guys for coming by and listening to my thoughts about the Laine trade. I appreciate that. But yeah, of course, the injury history, that is going to be a risk. That is going to be a factor as to whether the Habs could potentially win this trade or if they couldn't. If Laine comes in and has and plays, I would say, less than 30 games, I would say. And I know that's going to be weird. Why only 30? Because we get the 2nd round pick as well. We turned a 3rd round draft pick, a guy who was drafted in the 3rd round, into a 2nd rounder at least. That, at minimum, could be considered a win right there. But then you add in, of course, a guy like Laine, not 3rd overall, actually, sorry, 2nd overall, former 2nd overall draft pick. You look at that. For me, Laine only played 18 games last year, yes. If he doesn't enter the Players Assistance Program, he probably plays 30 to 40, because I know he missed, almost the entire second half of the season, something like that, with the Players Assistance Program. Laine, weirdly enough, was relatively healthy in Winnipeg. His rookie season, he played 73 games, 2 straight 82-game seasons after that, and then 68, but I think that was at the point where the season shut down due to COVID, so understandable, and he only played the one playoff game because I think he got injured. And then, of course, the next year he held out until they traded him. He only technically missed like 9 games, but it might have been due to injury. And then since he's gotten to Columbus, for some reason he just has not really been that healthy. But, I mean, hey, we'll see if Laine can be healthy. I like to think that he can be. I like to think with the Habs medical staff, especially since they got a lot better last year. We weren't dealing with, God, what was it, 7,000 injury days the past, like, two seasons before last year, I think, something like that. No, it was like 400. It might have been like 400. I know it was like number 1 in the NHL 2 straight years. But then again, Price and Byron are also there. But if Laine can stay healthy, I will say this firstly, before I get to your comments, I did want to say this. What do I think of Laine? Before I get into, obviously, the second round pick and more so into Jordan Harris. I think he does have 40-goal upside still. His shot is too good for him to not be considered that. Now, of course, on the second line, will he hit 40? Very unlikely. Unless they're playing him on the top unit power play and he has a great year on the power play and even strength, he's not that great. Then, yeah, he probably does. But I think he does probably end up more in the 25-30 goal range this year. Thank you to the person who just subscribed. I appreciate that. I didn't set up the thing because this is like a quick little setup, so I apologize I couldn't get your name on the screen. But whoever you are, thank you for subscribing. If you want to make yourself known in the chat, I'll shout you out. But yeah, we've got... again, I think he can hit 25 to 30 goals for sure. Probably 50, 60 points, like Nas 26 is saying. I think 25 goals, 60 points in that range. Especially because the way I see it, Laine is a great hockey player. Great skater. He's a big boy. He's 6'5", 206 pounds. Fantastic shot. Like I said, I think he has top 5, top 10 shot in the league. Now, obviously, in terms of shooting accuracy and actually scoring, that's different. But in terms of how he gets his shot off, top 5, top 10, I should say. And the shot power, also top 5, top 10. But for me, obviously the injury history is the biggest. What if? Can he stay healthy? Will he stay healthy? He's going to be playing on that second line with more than likely Kirby Dach, and I don't know. I don't know if it's Newhook they put on that second line left wing, if they want to transition Newhook to the third line center. My biggest thing there would have been if Dvorak was involved in this trade. That would have confirmed to me they want Newhook on the third line center, and they're going to give, say, maybe Gallagher, or move Laine to the left wing potentially and try someone else there. They might go with Newhook, Dach, and Laine again. I mean, of course, we'd seen rumors that the Habs might go back to the Slav, Dach, and Newhook line. That was really working for that first game in a period before Dach got hurt last year. And then maybe they could go Caulfield, Suzuki, Laine, but I don't think that would work. I think they'd want to have at least one sniper on each line, have Caulfield and then Laine on separate lines. I think that's what they'd want to work with, personally. And so I think Laine does end up on the second line. Now, of course, there's also the thing of what's the cap retention? There is none. That's why Montreal gets a second-round pick instead of potentially maybe only a 4th or 5th, for example. We get a second-round pick to eat the whole Laine cap hit, which is something we need to do. And of course, we'll talk about Jordan Harris in a minute, but he only makes like $1.4 million, and with Price on LTIR as well, we had the cap. I think we still have something like $4 or $5 million. Let me actually look on cap wages real quick. I don't know if they've added it. They've already added Laine, dog. Let's go. Yeah, sorry, we have $605,000 in cap space now. Which is, honestly, to me, that's hilarious that we have $690,000 in cap. $605,000, sorry. And I will, we have 73 viewers. Holy shit. Thank you guys for coming by. I apologize. Thank you guys. I will say this. Do I think the Habs are cup contenders as well? You know what? We'll get to the chat, and then if someone could remind me in a second when I catch up with the comments, if someone could remind me, you were talking about what you think if the Habs are playoff contenders. If someone could remind me when I'm caught up, that'd be appreciated. Thank you. So yeah, we've got, if you get pre-Fortnite Jets, Laine, another insane sniper alongside Caulfield. Exactly, Faggio. Like I said, I love his shot. I've said it like 75 times on the stream. I love Laine's shot. I love the way he can get his shots off. he'd be fantastic on the second line. Oliver, well, shit, yeah. NZA, yeah, holy smokes, Went Hughes strikes again, better than ever, yes, indeed. I wish I had the Kent Hughes picture readily available, because I would have put it in the back, and I would have kissed his bald head, like, 8 times already. But unfortunately, it's packed away somewhere. Which, by the way, if any of you guys are recurring viewers, you might have noticed something has changed about the background. I'll acknowledge that a little later. We're talking Laine right now. Mateo, I'm freaking excited as well, man. Absolutely, dude. I'm so excited. Matthew versus Laine rivalry. Yes, that's true. First and second overall in 2016. They're back in the same division. Before, of course, it was just kind of the same just conference once he was traded to Columbus. But now it's the same division. Like, Jesus, like, that's going to be exciting. We can talk about that in a little bit if you guys want. Joe, yeah, I cannot imagine. Yeah, you wake up to this news. I was about to take a shower when I came in here and I saw on my Discord, like, someone posted the tweet from Friedman that, hey, there's traction towards the trade. I was like, I can't take my shower. I got to wait for this now. So as soon as I end the stream, I'm off in the shower, boys. But yeah, Joe, I couldn't imagine you waking up and the first thing you see is Laine's a Canadian. I couldn't imagine that. That must be fun. Wolverine, yeah, dude, I'm excited as well. It's a dream come true, literally. Like, I've manifested this for months. Since it was announced he was on the trade block, I was like, please, I want him. Please, I want him. Then again, I was also a guy who really wanted Trevor Zegras. Just so you can take who I want with a grain of salt, I guess. But, yeah. NZA, yeah, a little disappointed about Harris, admittedly. I think he could have gotten that chance, but yeah, he was going to be the odd man out. We already had Hudson Savard for that second pairing, probably Matheson and Gooley, and then it's probably going to end up being Jack and Struble. So Harris and Barron are both the odd man out. I get why we trade Harris instead of Barron, because Barron can kind of just come in and just... he's an offensive defenseman, he can just come in, you know, so I get why it was Harris the guy that was traded instead. Yeah, I completely get that. And Martin Field, yes indeed, absolute steal, my good sir, absolutely. Yes, the Laine's better chant is indeed ours. Oh my, we have 94 viewers, guys. Jesus, thank you guys for coming by. Oh my god. I was not expecting this many viewers. Thank you guys. Enjoy this, Harry. Laine still haunts my dreams when he scored a hattie in his third NHL game against the Leafs. Worst day ever to be a Leafs fan in Winnipeg. Oliver, I forgot you're in Winnipeg, dude. My condolences for that, because you must have gotten murdered by the amount of people chanting Laine's better. Dude, that... you know what? Admittedly, that's a little funny. Oh, shit. Aiden kind of hates it. Aiden, why do you hate the trade, man? I want to know, why do you hate the trade? Go Habs, go. What's up, Jerry? Thank you, Bart. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Aiden's the Leafs fan, and he said he lives in Montreal. Yeah, I want to find out why you... Oh, well, he posted that. I'll get to that in a second. Harry, you're the first headline I saw with this trade. I think it's a gamble, but hopefully the Montreal pressure doesn't get to him. Yeah, I hope not either. I mean, I think that with Laine, like I mentioned earlier, you know, teams were waiting till he got out of the Players Assistance Program to be able to talk to him. And I would assume probably find out if he wanted to play for them. You know, obviously, say Montreal. Say he didn't want to play for Montreal for whatever reason. Obviously he does because we traded for him, but say he didn't. And we acquire him. And Laine, you know, he says, hey, look, I don't want to play for Montreal. Now you got to trade him, especially if somehow you would end up giving up, say, a second, Harris, another prospect, say Philip Mazar, for example. If you end up giving up that looks bad on you. So I completely get why teams would want to talk to Laine first. Why teams would want to talk to Laine first and see if he wants to play for their team. I know there was a couple teams involved. I think it was Carolina was involved. Obviously, Montreal's been involved for a while. There was a couple teams that were talking. I was about to say Columbus. And I don't think Columbus can trade with themselves. So, yeah. But, but yeah, no. I think that, that with the Canadiens, I love this trade for both sides, honestly. And we'll get into it in a second, but I've got so many comments. I got to catch up on you guys real quick. Habs need to get a scare off now. I mean, Bart, we've got Jacob Fowler. I don't think we need to worry about Yaroslav Askarov. I mean, the fact that he has requested a trade officially and won't report to the AHL, that alone, I think, should prove that the Habs don't want him with an attitude like that. It's not really an attitude, you know. He's confident in his ability, but, like, you'd want a guy who can be like, yeah, all right, I'll report to the AHL. I know what you guys are doing with me. The plan to bring me up in a couple of years. Well, it's different with Nashville because they just extended Saros long-term when they have a scare-off, but we can get into that a little later. Like the Habs of our generation picking up garbage. I'm mildly fun. I don't think you can say garbage Patrik Laine. Also, he hasn't had a full season since 2018. I'll say this now. Patrik Laine, 2018-19 played 82 games. 19-20 played all 68 games, I believe. Might have missed one game, but that was the COVID season, so everybody missed games that year technically. 2021 he missed like 7, 8, 9 games, somewhere in there. So yeah, he hasn't really had a full season in a while, but then again, that's the reason you get the second round pick in this deal. That's the reason you get that, is because of his cap hit. Yeah, the Blue Jackets aren't retaining anything. You're only giving up a guy with top 4 defense potential. And I know for most teams it might sound like, why are we giving up a top 4 D potential for this? The Habs have like 18 guys who are worthy of a top 4 spot in like 4 years. So, yeah. So yeah, we were biting off more than we can chew. I don't think so, Aiden. Like Max said, he only has 2 years on his contract. Yes, he makes 8.7, 8.9 million. I can fact check myself right now. 8.7 million. Yeah, I was right. 8.7 million. It's 2 years. Worst case scenario, he drops to the third line this year, and we just have a pretty decent third line guy. Which, yeah, I do agree with Max. We need more forwards, and honestly, I actually really like this deal for both this year and next year. This year, Laine obviously is that second line right wing spot. He's that right wing spot. He has that covered. Next year, when Demidov gets here, if he isn't in the AHL, which I know this year, the comments recently came out that he said he's not ready for the NHL this year, which, that's fair. Probably next year. But if he's ready for next year, think about it. You can have Ivan Demidov, either on the left wing or Laine on the right wing, whatever. You have Ivan Demidov passing to Patrik Laine on that second line with Kirby Dach in the middle. If Dach has a breakout year either this year or next year, like he was going to last year, he looked fantastic. Think about how good that top 6 is going to be. Now, yes, rather rather you end up re-signing Laine or you let him walk after that second year, I think is more dependent on how much he enjoys playing with the Canadiens, and more so, what do you think? What does Laine? Does Laine feel the pressure of Montreal, or is it more so just maybe he thrives under pressure because he hasn't really felt pressure in any of the small markets that he's been in so far? Montreal's the first real market for hockey that he's actually been in. No offense to Blue Jackets fans, but yeah. Luka, yeah, dude, the first power play unit's gonna be stupid good, bro. Suzuki, Slav, Cole, Laine, and Laine now. Which I just realized I'm gonna hate that because I'm gonna be confusing Laine and Laine when I say their names often. So subscribe for that. No. And speaking of, by the way, guys, I don't want to plug this. We have 72 viewers. I don't want to plug this because I know we're gonna lose viewers, but we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I know there's a handful of you that have not subscribed yet. If you're a Habs fan or you're a hockey fan looking to hear from a Habs fan perspective, hit the subscribe button, please, because we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're 26 away. I'm sure out of the 79 watching, there's 26 of you that have not subscribed yet. Please do so. Like I said, we're on the road to 1,000. I come up here after every Montreal Canadiens game. I have been planning to... We just gained like 4 subs. Oh my god, thank you guys. Holy shit, I didn't think that would actually work. Thank you guys. I was going to go live the last week. I was going to try and stream games. Something happened that I'll address a little later. All I'll say is water. I'm sure you guys can guess what happened. But yeah, no. Oh my, you guys are crazy for subscribing. Thank you guys. Hey guys, subscribe. People subscribe. Hey, you're crazy. I don't know why I said that, but thank you guys. I appreciate that. Thank you. NZA, yeah, I don't get how you can hate this trade, man. I don't necessarily want to say we fleeced Columbus. I think it's a deal that makes sense for both teams. Montreal gets a guy who has a lot of potential, but he's a guy that also doesn't have. No, we're 13 away, guys. No way. Are we gonna hit 1,000 subs on this stream? All right, I'm gonna turn the hat the other way. I should have tried to grab my my ring light because I just realized the lighting's kind of bad. I just realized that. I should have grabbed the ring light. I apologize that I didn't, guys. You guys have to deal with red face looking Harry for a little while. I apologize. Sorry, but yeah. I think it's a good deal again because Laine, yes, the cap hit, the injury history. I don't know if the fact he's in the Player Assistance Program really hindered anybody from actually acquiring him. I think it was more so a wait until he's out to talk to him. I think that was the only real issue of that. But his cap hit was probably the biggest issue with his injuries. And you're getting a guy, Columbus is, you're getting a guy on the blue line where you kind of do need guys for the blue line. You need guys for the blue line. You do have guys like Adam Boqvist. Or no, I think they just let go of Adam Boqvist. They have a David Jiricek. I actually got to look up Columbus's drafting history really quickly because I completely forgot who they have. Yeah, they have a Charlie Elick. Charlie Elick, who, by the way, I think is going to be a great second-line pairing guy. I'm a big Charlie Elick fan. They have David Jiricek, Denton Matichuk, who's already there for their top pairing, basically. And then Stanislav Schlovil, Carson Kuhlmans. They got a guy in Jordan Harris who could push his way past at least Stanislav Schlovil. I love Stanislav Schlovil, but we'll see if he actually pans out. But yeah, I think the deal makes sense for both sides. I do think Montreal does win it. I was going to say that's why I'm wearing the Habs jersey, but I don't have a Columbus jersey. Even if I did, I don't think I'd be wearing it because Montreal does get the best player out of this deal. But, dude, guys, okay, I'm sorry. We are 9 subscribers away from 1,000. Can you guys get me there in the stream, dude? If you guys can, holy shit, I'll be ecstatic. I will be ecstatic. I'll probably start jumping and shouting. Yeah, guys, if you guys can get me 1,000, I'd appreciate that. You guys don't need to. We're 9 away now, but just, dude, thank you guys. All right, we got 90 viewers. Enough about the subs for now. If you guys want to subscribe, thank you guys. We're 7 away. Oh my god. We have Demi Dauphin if we want forwards. Oh my god, that chat just jumped for me. Jesus. We have Demi Dauphin if we want forwards. We need depth forwards. Aiden, like I just said, the first year at least where Demi Dauphin's over, you have Demi Dauphin passing to Laine, or Laine even passing to Demi Dauphin because Demi Dauphin's got a pretty good shot in my opinion. So I think having Demi Dauphin to be able to learn from a guy like Laine, even though he's going to be learning from the rest of the team, to be able to adapt his shot potentially and learn from Laine, I think that's going to be great. I actually think that works well. And worst case scenario, if he doesn't click this year, if you can't trade him, oh no, you have a guy with a really good shot playing your third line or fourth line even. Okay, yeah, the cap, it's not good, but you have a guy playing in a depth role who's actually really good. Oh no, who doesn't want a good shot in their bottom 6? Hopefully Laine can my voice just said, the fuck you trying to say? Sorry. But yeah, T2AV, or as I'll try and say, Tutav. Hopefully Laine can bounce back. I agree. I hope he can. That'd be great. Bart, I don't know if we will re-sign Laine if he produces. I think if he loves Montreal and he really thrives, not necessarily, 40, 50 goal scorer, but if, he clicks, he's a 25 goal scorer, and, he's a 25 goal scorer and maybe 60 points, for example. He's a 25-40 kind of guy. Or 25-35 kind of guy, but he really enjoys the team and the chemistry, and he's, feeling good. I think he could resign. I think that Patrik Laine is, to me now, at least, he strikes me as a guy who, he's made his money, he got that $8.7 million deal, he's probably now at this point just looking to really, not cash in, but more so looking to win the Stanley Cup. That's the way I see Laine right now. We're 20 minutes in. Before I get to the rest of the chat, I will say something quick about Jordan Harris. I like Harris. I think he does have top 4 potential. It's more so a 4th D than a 3rd D. I think he does have decent potential where if he does make it to a second pair line, you're not going to be hurt at all. You're actually going to be very, he's going to be a very capable, I think, second pairing defenseman. I liked him when he was, we're 2 away. Okay, I'm sorry guys. No way, boys. Oh, holy shit. Oh my god, we're not about to hit it. It's gonna stay there for us. We're 1 away. Oh my god. We are 1 away, guys. Come on, guys, please. Come on. Before we continue with the stream, can we hit 1,000? No, who's unsubscribing? Who just unsubbed? Oh, but fuck, what was I saying about Jordan Harris? Sorry. Yeah, Jordan Harris, he's a guy, I like him. Oh my god! Oh my god! No! Well, let's go over there again. Let's go, baby. 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Oh my god, I wasn't expecting that today. Oh my god, I'll get to the rest. No, we're down again. God damn it. God damn it. That's gonna keep happening. Okay, if I don't acknowledge it, it's gonna go back up. Alright, Jordan Harris. Jordan Harris is a guy who... Jordan Harris is a guy who I think fits really well on a bottom pair right now. Like I said, I think he has potential for being a top 4 defenseman. I see that goddamn number in the corner. I think he has potential to be a good number 4D. I like his physicalities. He gets physical a little bit. His defensive ability, I think, can be pretty good. I'm trying not to react. I love. I think he has upside, pretty good upside. I'll get into the stats for each guy involved in the trade in a minute. I'm trying not to react because I know one of you guys are gonna unsub, but I really like Jordan Harris. Like I said, I think he has top 4D, and we're at 1,000 subscribers and we have 69 live viewers. How can this get any better? I'd say I'd go upstairs and grab a Smirnoff, but I drank my last Smirnoff like a week ago. Or not a week ago, a month and a half ago. Jesus. I would celebrate with that, but yeah, no, I don't think I can. And also, I don't want to spill... I don't want to spill anything on the carpet because we washed it. Answer your phone, damn it? What do you mean, Sporty? Answer my phone. Are you calling me on Discord? Are you calling me on Discord, dude? Oh my god, is that what you're doing right now? Oh my god, you are. Oh my god, sorry, Sporty. Shit. Okay, give me a second. Okay, guys, we're gonna get Sporty on the call. Actually, maybe I shouldn't, because Sporty usually tanks the viewers. Alright, I gotta... Sporty, before I get to you, I'm gonna get to the rest of the chat first, if you don't mind. So, I'm gonna try and do this really quickly. Guys, thank you for 1,000 subs! Oh my god! Thank you, guys. Holy shit. Let's go. How are Habs gonna pay him? I know give Harris, not bad. Columbus is, just... gonna pay some money. Hey, Daryl Adams, no problem. Laine could get re-signed. I mean, it depends on how well he performs. I think is what depends on how much he could get paid. Harris, again, like I said, I think he's a top 4D, but even then, you turn a third round pick into at least a second round pick, even if Laine doesn't pan out, which I think he will. But even if he doesn't, you get a second round pick for a guy drafted in the third round. I think that's fine. Dolphin friend, yeah, we always love the trade too, man. I'm a Leafs fan who lives in Montreal. Oh god, is there more than me? Yeah, there is T2. There's more of you guys. You'd be surprised how many people I see coming in the stream that say, hey, I'm a Leafs fan living in Montreal, or hey, I'm a Montreal fan living in Toronto. There's a lot of I was gonna say crossbreeding, not crossbreeding. There's a lot of interwaving connections there. My brain is fried. My brain is fried right now. It's a great trade. People are on something. Exactly, Dops. Even if Laine doesn't pan out, oh no, you're paying $8.7 million for 2 years. You still get that second round pick in there, which I think is pretty good. Unless he produces over a point per game next season, I don't like it. Aiden, right now, technically, Laine is a cap dump. Technically, Laine is a cap dump, so that's why and by the way, I'll say for anyone who's coming in wondering, Harry, this new streamer I'm watching, why do you look so like panicky? I'm not panicky. I'm just excited because we just hit 1,000 subscribers live on stream. Like 2-3 times in a row. 2-3 times in a row. So that's why I'm a little jittery. It's because I'm super excited. Yeah. He's young too, huge trade. Exactly. Laine's only 26. He's about to enter his prime probably. And Aiden, yeah, to me, unless he produces over a point per game, if you're looking at the cap hit, you might see that. If you look at the context of the trade where they're giving up a defenseman who makes a low cap hit because they needed to get rid of a defenseman, and you're getting a guy who can play second line, get potentially 40 goals, and you're taking on a contract to get that contract. And you're also, it's almost like the Monahan deal. It's technically slightly worse because Columbus isn't in the same situation. They could have afforded to keep Laine. Calgary needed to get rid of Monahan to make a couple deals that they needed to. But Montreal can afford to take on the whole cap hit like they did with Monahan. And again, they get a pick in return. Funny enough, for 1 year of Monahan, they took on a first, but for 2 years of Laine, they only get a second, which I think is funny. But then again, I don't think Laine has his trade value tanked as much as Monahan does. 2 years left on Laine's contract is a lot, isn't it? Didier Tong, I like your name. I apologize if I butchered it. Harris seems to be a great guy, but there's no room for him. 2 years left can be seen as a little bit much, but again, I think it's more so the plan of have him on the second line for sure this year, or at least play him there, and then next year when Demidov's here, he learns his shot more so from Laine. Not that he has a bad shot, but he can adapt it and learn from a guy like Laine. And he can also pass to Laine, so he can have a pretty good rookie year, I think, as well. So I think getting that 2-year contract actually works, and then if you want to re-sign him from there, you might be able to. I'm not sure. Again, I'm sorry, guys. Just I see your guys' congratulations. I'll get to those in a second, and thank you all. I appreciate that. I'm trying to get through the chat in order. Don't get me wrong. I really do hope he becomes a big player. Oh my god, dude, I'm seeing all you guys' comments now. Oh my god. Also, Dolphin Friend, how's it going? Ian or Tap, how's it going, man? Yeah, Laine is a Canadian. 2 years fits perfectly for the end of the rebuild. Get rid of him if it doesn't work out. Resign if it does. Exactly, Dops. I mean, of course, it more so depends on if Laine himself obviously wants to resign. The team can't just go to him and say, hey, 5 years, 1 year, $5 million, 1 year. You take it? And it's like, okay, I'll take it. Obviously, the player has to resign, but yeah, we have the cash for it, and yeah, no risk. You can't play 12D. I mean, granted, Reinbacher and Mayu are going to be in the A, and then you have Barron, who's now your 7th D. That's why you also got rid of Jonathan Kovacevic and now Jordan Harris. So, yeah, exactly, Dolphin Friend. An early second, and you get a potential 30-goal scorer in exchange for a top 4 defenseman. I think that works. Brian, I could see it maybe being a mid-second. Then again, it is a second-round pick in 2 years. So, yeah. Blue Jackets GM is taking stupid pills, letting him have those. Well, I mean, conservative lawyer, they wanted to get rid of the cap hit. They probably want to try and maybe make another move. And yeah, mildly fun. Yeah, the floods in Montreal, dude. Like I was talking with Chef Camaro, who was in the chat earlier, and he's waiting for me to get on a call with him. And I apologize, I will in a minute, Sporty. But he was saying it might have been a blessing in disguise because the new shelves look really clean, and I think that they do. So it might have been a blessing in disguise. So yeah, there's that. So, Antoine, it's not Patrick Kane, it's Patrik Laine. You might have gotten that a little confused. And Apache Nation, I believe that's how you say your name. Good job jumping on the topic. Thank you, man. I said it a couple minutes ago. I was about to go take my shower, and then I saw this, and I was like, my shower's got to wait. I got to come up here and go live, so I'm doing that now. Cal Eklund, or Kaj Eklund, I apologize if I butchered your name. Let's make this crystal clear. Best shot in the league? I don't know if I'd go that far, but I would definitely say top 5, maybe top 3. He definitely has one of the best shots in the league, no matter what, for sure. Would you keep the first line intact? Mildly fun, yes. I would keep that Slav Suzuki Caulfield line, and then put Laine on the second line with Doc, and then maybe Newhook, just to like keep that together. Dude, I'm looking over at that 1K, dude. I can't believe it. I'm sorry. I know I should be over it. It's just YouTube, but like, I love that. I love seeing that 1K under my name, dude. I love that. But yeah, I'd put Laine on the second line. You get a shooter in Caulfield and a shooter on Laine on separate lines. Maybe you play them on the same power play unit, but I would keep that first line intact and put Laine on the second. Exactly, yeah. If he goes back to his old ways, we could just not re-sign him. Or if he goes back to his old Winnipeg ways, could definitely re-sign him if he plays well. The water flooded your house. Mateo, don't forget, whenever you reach 1,000. So don't forget me when you reach. Oh, don't worry, Mateo. Who are you, Mel? Who are you, man? No, don't worry. Okay, I won't forget you, Mateo. Don't worry about it. But yeah, no, the water flooded the basement. Thankfully, it was just the basement that it flooded, and it wasn't. Thankfully, it wasn't like everywhere. The power was already out anyway, so it was actually good. What the hell was that? Oh, that's a little dangle on the bottom. But yeah, it just flooded a little bit of the basement. Thankfully, the power was out, so it didn't fry anything. So that's good. Bruh, I followed Nixon Howat. I see your comment because I'm just looking at the live chat. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that a lot. Thank you, man. If you were 1,000, I don't know how to. I was your 1K. Nixon Howat, my 1,000th subscriber. Dude, my hat's off to you. Take a bow. Thank you, Nixon, for being my 1,000th follower, dude. That means a lot, dude. Oh shit, thank you, dude. I appreciate that. I don't know if you've been commenting that, and I just haven't seen it. I apologize if you have been, but thank you, guys. Would have preferred Laine and 25% retention for Harris rather than a second. Ian or Tap, I'd easily rather that second. That retention money you're going to get, the Habs aren't going to be buyers right now anyways. Yeah, Luso Hockey Hobby, thank you for subbing. I appreciate that. Thank you. Doesn't this make him the highest paid Hab? BL on the active roster? Yes, it does make him the highest paid Hab, but in terms of the actual team, yes, he's the second highest paid next to Carey Price right now. John Babb, yeah, I'll predict the new lines in a minute. I'll predict the new lines. Harry called Hughes and got this done. Harry's Jeff Gordon's cousin. Joe, yeah, I forget if you're the dude who came in here saying that saying that I looked like Jeff Gordon, and I forget if that was on my stream or if that was over on Talking Habs. But yeah, no, I've had people say I do kind of look like Jeff Gordon's like nephew or something, which I see the resemblance a little bit. I kind of see it. ABL, thank you for subscribing as well, man. Thank you, appreciate that. I don't know why I didn't see that comment, but thank you, man. Can't wait to see his number given. Yeah, 29 is retired. He might just flip it and go 92, actually, NCA. Oh, 92 Laine look weird, though. Oh, God. What? That's actually something interesting. What would Laine's number be? Because number 6, Weidman wore it. Obviously Weber, but Weidman, I don't think he'd go for a single digit. 8, I want to say there's someone wearing 8 right now for the Habs, and I can't remember who. Then the next number would be 13, would it not be? 92 Laine could look clean? Sporty, I don't know. Just because I don't know what, like, I'm trying to picture it, like, flipping the 29, and for me, it just doesn't work. Maybe if I see it on a jersey, then maybe it would work. But, yeah, predict new lines. All right, well, John Babb, I don't know if you're still watching. We'll do that in a little bit. I gotta try and, like, calm down from 1,000 subs, dude. Doc and Laine, holy shit. BKG, absolutely, man. Lost the trade. Should have gotten a first instead of a second. I agree, Sporty. And, yeah, you came in when we were 4 away from 1,000, dude. Holy shit. Smash the fuck out of the sub button and get Harry paid. Yeah, dude, we're gonna get paid eventually. This is where we're meeting. Marco, yeah, it might be. Doc, Slavkovsky, Laine, Apache, yeah, that's, no, not Slavkovsky. I think you're keeping Slav on the second line, and it's going to be Doc and Newhook with him. If the guy goes back to what he was, yeah, Marty should be coach of the year, BL, absolutely, man. And then, yeah, you guys are all flipping out because of the, oh my god, I have so many comments to get through. Yeah, you guys are all freaking out. Do you think the Habs are done because now they got Laine? Daryl, yes, I do think that the Habs are done. They have $602,000 in cap space. And I believe that is with... Yeah, that's with 14 forwards. You have Barry Boulay as an extra, along with probably Harvey Pinard if he doesn't get sent down. I would assume Barry Boulay gets sent down. That way you do have like 1.4-ish in cap space. We do technically only have 4 defensemen, but that's not counting Lane Hudson, so there is actually a roster move that needs to be done. Oh, actually 2, because you still don't have a Struble called up, so I would think send down Harvey Pinard and Barry Boulay, and then probably call up Hudson and Struble. I would think you do that. And maybe there's another move coming. Maybe you move on from a Dvorak. Maybe you just go with your center spots as Suzuki, Doc, and then you work with maybe Newhook if you want to try someone else on that second line wing, and then Evans or Barry Boulay. If you want to keep him in the lineup, you go with Evans and Barry Boulay. I think Evans earned a third line spot this past year. I think he could work out very, very well. I'm sorry, guys, real quick. I just got to go on my YouTube channel. I want to click on one of my videos because I want to see that 1K. Dude, YouTube Creator Studio. Come on, show it to me. We're at 1,007? Okay, you guys are amazing. You guys just broke the sub counter. I don't know how that happened, but it's been stuck at 1,000. My YouTube studio is reporting it at 1,007. This has 812 views? What? What? I don't get that. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for liking too. I forgot to mention that. The 35 likes so far. Thank you guys. All right, let me see it. 1K subs, dude. I see it on my channel. Oh my god. All right, I love that. All right, now we can. All right, I saw it. Now we can get back to the talking about Laine and stuff. Happy I was the one who got you to 1,000. Marco. Oh, we got two guys who are saying they got me to 1,000. We got Marco, and I can't see his name in the chat, but yeah. Clifford, you know what? 70 live viewers. That's not a first, actually. Surprisingly, I think it's the 3rd time I've done it. When I did or it might be the 4th, because I know it's this time, obviously. When I did free agency on July 1st, I got, I think, concurrently like 90 viewers. Last trade deadline, I think I had the same thing, somewhere around the same thing. And I think it was, I know there was one time. Actually, there's been a couple times, because a couple times when I got rated by Hot Take Hockey, he'd send in like 100, 200 people. But if we're talking about like naturally progressing there myself, I think it's only been like 4 times. I might actually be 4 and 4. 4 raids from Hot Take Hockey, and 4 times naturally getting to like 90 plus viewers myself. So, yeah. Also, thank you, Sporty. You're officially a YouTube spot. Wait, never mind. Exactly. Thank you, Sporty. I still gotta qualify for that first. And yeah, thank you guys for the 1K. Julian, Mario Mats. I love your name. Apache, even though you just said LOL, but thank you, Apache. NZA, again, Julian, BL, Joe, NZA, Nathan, I will let's go your mother. Thank you. Marco, it was like a Black Mirror episode when the subscribers kept leaving and joining back again. Yeah, Eater Tap, I know you guys I know you guys like yanking my chain. I appreciate that. We beat it over 300? What? Did we really? That was not showing on my stream. The most it got to was like 90 something. That's the most I saw, was that we had 90 concurrent. I didn't realize it was 300 at one point. Oh my god. And yeah, Julian, dude, I will always love Laine. Even if he doesn't pan out, he has like 2 goals, 12 points in a full season, for example. I will love this trade because it's the trade that got me to 1,000 subscribers. So guys, yeah, dude, Sunzy, exactly. The trade deadline stream had mad people in it. Like, let me see if I can find real quick, because I know it was something like 2,000 people total joined for that stream. It was crazy. I'd appreciate if my YouTube studio would work. Thank you. There we go. It's trying to calculate all the viewers and it can't. Yeah, for free agency. No, yeah, for free agency, we had over 2,000 people join. The trade deadline, that had nearly 2,000 people. And that, weirdly enough, the draft in 23 when we got Reinbacher only had less than 1,000. I say only, but like comparatively to the free agency and trade deadline, for somehow only had less than 1,000. But yeah. Yeah, thank you guys again. Mildly Fun, thank you for 1,000. Yeah. XL Sparta, thank you for the comment. Huge steal, hope he pans out. Me too, man. Gabriel, it's been a long time, man. Absolutely. Yeah, I saw the title of your video, thought you were joking. Gabriel, fair enough. Oh, speaking of videos, if you guys could go after the stream, go watch my new... There we go. The sub count just jumped. 1,010, boys. Ah, we're a 1,000 subscriber channel. Let's go, baby. Thank you, guys. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys. Legitimately. If you guys didn't subscribe, I wouldn't be here. If only 3 of you guys said, hey, I'm going to subscribe to this channel, and the rest of you just kept tuning back, yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate that a lot. Really, it means a lot, guys. Thank you so much. I love you guys. But yeah, Gabriel, yeah, no, I completely get that, man. I completely get that. I was answering a question, and I completely forgot, because I just saw the sub count went up. Yeah. Ken Cookin, Hose Mad, exactly, Julian. Windy City, yeah, we got the better in that trade. Thank you, man. I do think we do get the best player. But like I said, I completely get why both teams make the trade. Montreal makes the trade to get a legitimate second line forward, and Columbus makes the trade to get rid of the cap space and get in a defenseman, which is one thing that they kind of do need a little bit of, at least long term. Harry, Laine's on line 1. Joe, I don't think I see that. I'll do my lines in a little bit, but I don't think I see that being the case. It's over. Him and Demidov will average 100 points. XL Sparta, I mean, there's that possibility. He very well could. They could. I mean, I don't think it'll happen. I'd love it, obviously. I'd love if Demidov comes over next year and it's like, hey, he had a 100-point rookie season. I'd love if that happened. I just don't think it will, but hey, I'd love it if it did. And Laine as well? Hell yeah. Is Ken Hughes sick or what, Josh? He might be. He might be ill with won't get fleeced syndrome, which might be the best sickness to have. Went Hughes, oh yeah, Will, for sure, man, absolutely. Sons, yeah, dude, I finished my story, 1K, baby, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am retiring from YouTube. No, obviously, why would I retire right after I hit 1K? But, yeah, no, Cadge, yeah, dude can shoot the puck, man. The summer of Hughes, exactly. Hot take, if Caulfield doesn't score on the first line this year, do you think they will output Laine on the first? Sparta? Potentially. I think there is that possibility. I think if Caulfield comes in like he did last year, but keep in mind, Caulfield had the bum shoulder for the first half of the year. Once January hit, he started scoring a lot more consistently last year. But yeah, I think if he does come in the first month or two and he doesn't really score, I could completely understand if they put Laine on the first line, they just make a couple switches. It wouldn't maybe even surprise me if they switch Laine and Slav just to, if they switch Slav and Laine even just to reunite that really good second line and try and get Caulfield going by putting him with another goal scorer. It wouldn't surprise me if they do that. But I don't think they would switch Laine and Caulfield just because I think Marty knows what he wants out of that top line, and even if Caulfield isn't scoring, he usually is putting up points in the assist column, and he's usually getting really good chances. Even throughout last year, there were like 6 or 7 posts that he hit and like 3 or 4 fantastic saves that were made on shots by him. So he could have hit 30 goals last year if those posts were going in, and if those saves weren't made and he was able to score on those. Yeah. Harry, does Laine get endorsement from GameStop in Montreal? Marco. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. BL, you gotta go. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Congratulate me. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Also, concerned that Montreal have too many right-handed shots. Where's he gonna play on the power play? I would think either on the blue line or maybe they put him on the right side because he's got a really good wrister. His one-timer's good too, but I think they want Caulfield on the one-timer, and then they probably want Laine's wrister. And then you got Suzuki who has a wrister, but he's more so in the slot, and then you put Slav maybe up top, and Laine's at the blue line, or you put Slav in front of the net, I mean. I think that might be what they go for. Laine's kind of underrated. Both ends really salty. You think Laine's defense is good? Like I'm not saying I think his defense is bad. I haven't watched a lot of his defensive game, but shit, awesome. Harry has promised to eat 1,000. So, Joe, I never said I would do that. Salty, thank you for the congrats, man. Appreciate it. Hey, Clifford, how's it going, man? Nice pickup. Hopefully, Laine doesn't play like he did in Columbus. I agree. Hopefully, he plays more like he did in Winnipeg. Well, then again, it wasn't even like he played horrible in Columbus. It's more so he just got injured all the time. So, I will say, if he plays like he did in Columbus, if he plays like he did in Winnipeg, I mean, but, okay. If he plays like he did in Columbus, but with the injury history of Winnipeg, in which he misses like 5 games over 3 years, then yeah, I'm fine with that. Someone should unsubscribe. No, Ulyssa. No. All right. I don't know. I called you Ulyssa. I don't know if you're still here. I apologize for butchering the hell out of your name. Hats off. I apologize, man. Yeah. I'll celebratory time you out for 10 seconds. Thank you. Yeah, dude, NZA, yeah, Doc, Newhook, and Patrik freaking Laine, man. Aaron Thomas, great chat. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Hell yeah. When we was gonna have my children, NZA, me too, man. Salty, yeah, the special teams are gonna look insane. 100%, man. They are, God, like, even if Laine plays on the second unit, dude, that's a good second unit. You're already gonna have Doc there. Probably Gallagher as your net front presence. You're gonna have Mike Matheson more than likely there. And now you might even have Laine. Like, that's unfair almost. And we don't have Alex Burrows controlling the power play anymore. So we can be consistent. Yeah. Let's go. Harry, think Habs got a good deal for Laine? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Daryl. I do. 100%, man. I just did 48 minutes basically glazing Laine. And, yeah, no more Harris. Hello, Patrik Laine. Yeah, Carl Dawson. I like your name. Absolutely, yeah. No more Harris. Good luck in Columbus, Harris. I hope you make a name for yourself. Welcome aboard, Patrik Laine. I will say, Laine, welcome back, buddy. Salty Wings 92 is Cooley's number? Oh, well, Cooley's not in Montreal, so we don't have to worry about that. Oh, God, Carl Dawson says something in French. I apologize, Carl. I know I'm a Habs fan. I don't speak French, but you know what? I will try and say what you said because it's going to be really funny, so... I took 7 years of French and I don't remember a lick of it. Alex Barry-Boulet, 22 vies en me devant et peu en place dans les mains. I don't know how good that was. I like to imagine it was at least decent, but I don't know. Yeah, I without translating, I believe that says something along the lines of Alex Barry-Boulet has no place in the lineup, I believe. Which I would say, again, depends on if we're trading Dvorak, because we do need to make a little bit of cap space for Hudson and Struble to both be on the roster. Like Salty said, I hope Beck makes the team, and like MZA said, I do think Beck is going to Laval. I think it's at least 1 year there, and then probably not re-signing Dvorak, so I think Beck probably makes the team next year. Assuming it's not Xavier Simon, though. What is this, five years ago? Kapanen. Assuming Oliver Kapanen doesn't take that spot next year, then yeah. But yeah. I think Laine or Caulfield first, power play Lance Sniper. Aker, if they both play on the first unit, both. I think if Caulfield's open, you pass to Caulfield. If Laine's open, you pass to Laine. I think that's how they're going to work it. And yeah, I know it's a little bit of a cop out to say that, but I genuinely think that's what they do. And then of course if they're both separate lines, then yeah, obviously they're going to be the respective shooters. But I think the Canadiens are going to focus on that first unit and having all those scoring options with Laine and Caulfield, Suzuki, and Slav. And then you got Hudson on the blue line to worry about, which, God, I don't want to sound like a homer, but the Habs might have a top 10 power play this year with all that talent. And especially, again, with Burrows being gone from the power play, like, mwah, oh my God. Ian or Tap, the only thing about the subscriber page, it's not something I can refresh because it's not an open tab. It's something where I just have the, it's something where I just have, like, the URL on Streamlabs, and it automatically opens the page, like, in Streamlabs. So I could reset it, I think, but it fixed itself anyways. Does Josh Waugh get any playing time? Born to be a Hab. That's something I didn't think about, was Josh Waugh, actually. It wouldn't surprise me if Josh Waugh ends up getting third line ice time. Fourth line, maybe. I think they might do something where Harvey Pinard gets sent down, call up Josh Waugh. Actually, is Josh Waugh already on the lineup, already on the roster? No, he's not, so they do have to call him up. It wouldn't surprise me at the same time as well to see him in Laval for the year, just because we already have so much talent. Like, I get Harvey Pinard worse than Waugh considerably, you know, but it wouldn't surprise me to see them keep Waugh in the AHL. Just, hey, get that extra year talent. We know you're at NHL caliber, but next year we'll get you a lineup spot. But then again, I think there's going to be a lot of guys who come into training camp with a chip on their shoulder. I think Waugh can end up maybe outplaying a guy like a Harvey Pinard, you know. Alex Barré-Boulet, I think, is going to be a very, very hard worker, even if he only gets to do a handful of games on a call-up maybe. Wouldn't surprise me to see that. Love this chat. You're awesome. Aaron, thank you, man. I really appreciate that, dude. Thank you. Let's Hang wants to be a Hab. Crosby doesn't like Pittsburgh anymore. The Habs have two... Oh, my God. I have so many comments to get through. I love this. Habs have two choices of a first next. Barron, Anderson, and for Letang, Crosby. Carl, I don't think you can do that. For Crosby, it'd have to be Anderson because you need to relieve a cap dump. Him or Gallagher. With Barron, probably a Philip Mazar, a first-round pick, and then even something else. Just because you're still getting Sidney Crosby, even if he's 37, 36. I know he's mid to late 30s. But even then, that might not be enough. But yeah, no, for both of them, I don't know if I'd want Letang. I think I'd want him to retire as a Penguin. I like Letang, but see Crosby in a Canadiens jersey, that'd be awesome, I'll be honest. And yeah, Clifford, thank you, man. Channel's on the grow. Yes, it is, man. Claude Lemay. I apologize if I butcher your name, just like I do with everybody here. Excellent transaction. What a bargain. Habs now have a superstar in their top six. I mean, we have a couple, you could argue. Suzuki, I think, is approaching there. Caulfield, if he has a great year, will be approaching there. Laine could potentially be a superstar. I called him a superstar a couple weeks ago when I did a live broadcast over on the Talkin' Habs channel, which, you know what, I'll plug it. We've got a couple hundred people here probably because it's stuck at 87. I'm assuming it's like 100. If you guys want to check out a podcast that I'm on, check out the Pucking Around podcast, which I'll be coming back to in September. I took the summer off to focus on my own content. And the Hab Normals podcast is also a thing. You can check those out both in the link in the description. I think I have the link to the Hab Normals podcast. And also on this channel, if you guys enjoy listening to Movie Talk, I have a series literally called Movie Talk. I do it with the guys from the Hab Normals podcast. I'm a big fan of the podcast. It'll be returning. Hopefully we can do it this Sunday. We took the week off because my basement got flooded, so I kind of couldn't. But yeah, we hope to be back soon, and we love the stuff that we're doing for that pod, so please check it out. And that's enough shilling. Back to the comments. Salty Wings W, absolutely, man. Yeah, that's when we got over 300. Thank you, Sporty. Blue Jackets fans acting as if Laine is just like PLD, bunch of... yeah, no, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I don't think there's a bunch of... to be fair, Blue Jackets fans saw Laine. Now, if they're saying Laine is a guy where, oh yeah, no, he wanted out, you know, he's a cancer. If they're saying that stuff, then yeah, that's not accurate. But if they're saying, oh, best of luck to him, sucks he couldn't pan out, hope he does better, then yeah, no, hope he does better in Montreal, then yeah, no, I think those are very respectable Blue Jackets fans. I mean, yeah, if they're literally comparing him to PLD, I don't think so. He still has. Does he actually, Acre? I actually didn't even think about that. Does Laine still have the second most goals in this draft? He has the fourth most, actually. Like, if you adjust for games played, he would have the most. But it's Matthews, obviously. Matthew Tkachuk. It's funny, Matthews and Matthew are 1 and 2. DeBrincat, who, again, if you adjust for games played, would have more because he's out by like 60 games and only 4 less goals. Would be way out on the goal points per game, though. And then it's Laine, who, again, if you adjust, he's only down by 14 with 110 less games than Tkachuk. So, assumingly in those 110 games, he should get at least 20, 30 goals. So, he would have, he does have, I believe, the second most goals per game, probably. But yeah, if you adjust, he does still have the fourth most goals, which is still fantastic, obviously. That's still incredible. But yeah. Oh my god, we have so many comments. I love this. I'm not used to getting this many comments. Oh my god. Hey Harry, I think Laine will probably stay 1 year before unless he explodes? I mean, maybe. I think it depends. If he has a 50, 60 point season, it wouldn't surprise me to see him stay for that second year. But yeah, if he has like a 90 point season, obviously he'll stay. I think if he has anything less than 30, assuming he doesn't get hurt, anything less than maybe 40 even, I think that maybe he could be traded. Well, Randy, better not be playing him third line. Here's the thing. It wouldn't surprise me if at stretches when, like, say, Gallagher or Armia get hot, that he is playing third line or he switches to the other wing. It wouldn't surprise me. I do assume he's that second line. Actually, I don't know, because they might want him on the left wing because that right wing is pretty filled out. They might not want to risk a guy like Waugh or Newhook getting overcooked there. So they might actually have made this trade to get Laine for the left wing more so than the right wing, actually. Unless they play Armia on the left wing, but then you're getting into the whole complication of the positional things. And then Laine can also apparently play center. So, yeah. But, time to get that Squarespace sponsor. Salty, unironically, now that I have 1,000 subscribers, I might actually have a chance of getting sponsors. Now, would I actually accept sponsorships? Not from gambling companies, that's for sure. More than likely. You offer me $10,000. Right now, I might take it, but let's face it, 1,000 sub channel is not getting a sponsorship worth $10,000. I might get Manscaped. I mean, I hate Manscaped, but hey, maybe, who knows? But yeah, that Squarespace sponsorship, I would use it if they give me a sponsorship. I'd use Squarespace. Hey, who you putting on the second line right now? Ian or Tap? First line right now would be Suzuki, Slav, and Caulfield, and the second line would probably be Doc, Laine on either wing, and then I don't know. I love Armia. I thought he had a good year last year. I might put him there just for my bias. But honestly, I still might go Newhook there. I know we might want to put Newhook third line, but I think he played really well on the left wing when he wasn't forced to be a center because we had 18 centers injured last year. I wouldn't be surprised to see it's Newhook, Doc, and Laine, or potentially even Laine, Newhook, and Doc. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Letang, Crosby, Money versus Barron. Traded for Anderson, Barron in both firsts. I don't know if I could see that. Salty, yeah, I want Demidov to experience some professional hockey. I hope he does play in the KHL this year. And yeah, Clifford, you could be the next Mr. Beast. See now, 2 years ago, that would have been a huge compliment. Dude, you should blow up like Mr. Beast. It's like, oh my god, thank you. Now, that's an insult. Like, dude, you're Mr. Beast. Like, now that's an insult. Which I think is really funny. Thomas Messier-Waugh. That is a fantastic name. I don't know if you're still here, Thomas. I love your last name, and I hope that's your actual last name. Because, dude, I love that. Messier-Waugh. That's fantastic. Demidov, Laine, Caulfield, Suzuki, Stavkovsky, power play number 1 in 2026. Dude, that might actually could happen. Avi, yeah, dude, the Habs making a splash. Panthers, Bruins, Leafs, Habs in the top four. Bolts and Red Wings fall out. I mean, you know what? Right now, yeah, that very well could happen. I mean, I think the Bolts are going to fall out just on virtue of losing Stamkos, and therefore it's more so just like, oh, well, we're out our captain, you know, they're maybe probably going to be a little sluggish, especially because they've gone to 3 cup finals in a row. This year they were out in the first, obviously, but like they're getting older, of course. They're gonna be a little slower, I think. Yeah, Salty. No, Caulfield didn't just take less shots. Yeah, no, he was hitting posts like every game. It felt like for a stretch. He was getting stopped on great saves. And then, like I said, once January hit, and he was taking less shots occasionally, but a lot of the time it was posts. But then once January hit, he was shooting like 17 shots a game, it felt like. Like, he was like back on the ball. So, and it makes sense because he had the shoulder surgery in January. It takes, gave up on calling into Selly 1K. Sporty, I'm sorry, man. It's just, I wanted to get caught up with the comments, but they kept coming in. I'm sorry, man, Sporty. Right after the stream, after I take my shower, I'll hurry up. I'll take like a 10-15 minute shower, and then we'll call. I'm really sorry, Sporty. I know you wanted to call in. I'm really sorry. Sporty, here's the thing. Just tell me this. Do you have like something that you want to say like to the stream, for example? Because I'll call in. I'll quickly rush through these comments, and then I'll get you on call. Like, I'll quickly get you on call. Yeah, Thomas, yeah, get some W's in the chat for 1K, boys. Get some I'm trying to do the thing, and I can't. Hughes is live with the media? Oh, shit, I gotta watch that later. When ooze, baby, Matt! Let's go, Matt Norton! Let's go, baby! Matt Norton in the chat. Let's go, man. Hell yeah. Let's go, Matt. Oh, my God. The Ottawa Senators Kansas team, Deadpool, it wouldn't be a Harry Richmond without you coming by. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Bro didn't even come in and wish me, like, yo, dude, seriously, congrats on, legit, congrats on 1,000 subs. That being said, Sens are Canada's team. Like, bro just straight up just said Canada's team. I love that. I feel like Laine could hit 80-ish points at the peak. Salty, you know what? I'd love that. I'd absolutely love that. Habs top 6 for that talent now to score more consistently. Absolutely, Avi, we will be. Atlantic Audits, welcome to the stream. I almost mispronounced that in like a mad way. I was gonna scream with you going nuts. Oh shit! Oh, sporty shit. You know what? I'm sorry, man. There's so many comments. We'll see at the end once I catch up to these comments. If you're still down for it, we'll get you on call. The issue is it's the AirPods. It's not that they're dead, but it's the AirPods. I gotta fuck around with them, and yeah. So yeah. Rumbling saying Primo, Calgary's first and the second for a scare off. Atlantic Audits. If you had given me a source like, oh, Friedman is saying this, or Chris Johnston, for example, I would have believed you if that actually does happen. I'd love that. We get 2 franchise goalies and a scare off and Fowler, but I think that's just way too little for a scare off, given that they wanted I think 2 prospects and a first. I think it was something that they wanted, like a haul for a scare off. You're fooled when me, a person who doesn't like a large amount of has moves, think this is a fleece of Columbus. Oof. Putting in his lines. Oh my God, so many. Slav Suzuki Caulfield, yes. New Hook Doc Laine, yes. Gallagher, Dvorak, Anderson, wouldn't be surprised to see that. Barry Boulay, Evans, Armia, I think that could be Juan instead of Barry Boulay. I love Barry Boulay, but I think he could end up being in the AHL. Matheson Cooley, oh, you cooked. Okay, okay, Darkness, I see what you mean now. I thought you were saying, like, you fooled, like, Columbus, but, yeah, no, I get what you mean now, yeah. Thank you, Darkness, I appreciate that. And then on the blue line, Matheson Cooley, yes. Hudson Savard, Jackeye and Barron. I actually have Jackeye and Struble, but aside from, like, that, and then Barry Boulay in for Waugh, or Waugh in for Barry Boulay, we have basically the same exact lines, and then, yeah, of course, Montembeau for Primo, yeah. Your French is better than my Mandarin. Hey, thank you, Clifford. I appreciate that, man. Sons, I took 7 years of it from grade 4 up to secondary 2. Grade 8, I'll say, for the Americans watching. And yeah, I honestly, I didn't pay attention. I skipped a lot of French in secondary 2. Like, a lot of French classes. I skipped a lot of them. God, this looks... What if I hit 1,000 subs now, guys? And I'm just like, yo, I'm too cool for you guys. I'm leaving the Habs community. Just started wearing my hats backward like this. Like, my dad can pull off the backwards hat. I can't. I can't pull off the backwards hat. I have to wear my hat straight forward. And then, of course, the sideways hat. Don't even get me started on that. I can't rock that whatsoever. But yeah, no, I really didn't pay attention during French class, Sons. It was like, oh, I'm English. Why do I need to learn French? Like, not in like a racist way, but it was just like, oh, French, I think it's really hard. Plus, I just couldn't really get a grasp on it at the time anyways. I want to learn it now, but at the time, it was like, it was really weird. It was like really weird for me to try and learn. I think Beck and Wall will probably be in Laval as much as I want them on third line. Salty, yeah, that's fair. Like, Beck, I think, is AHL no matter what. But yeah, Wall, I think, will make the lineup. It's just a matter of if they pull off a move, more so. Conservative lure, yeah. Penguins probably wouldn't give up Crosby and Letang, let alone for that type of package, unfortunately. Oh, God, let's see if I can get this. Jethro McSheepherder. First-time watcher, and now I'm a subscriber. Jethro, I don't know if you're still watching. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's go. It's a big risk for the Habs. Don't think it was worth it. Might be a bad trade. Tony Tanti, yeah, like you said, I mean, here's the thing. I don't think he'd be bad for the locker room. Here's the thing. I don't think he was the one who requested a trade, or demanded a trade, sorry. This time, I think it was more so Columbus wanted to get rid of him, and it was more so a mutual, amicable split. Because keep in mind, teams wanted to talk to Laine first before they traded him. It wasn't necessarily a case where, Laine demanded out and Columbus was agreeing to it. No, I think it was a mutual, hey, this isn't working, let's split. Teams wanted to talk to Laine. Columbus could have said straight up, hey, no, you can't talk to him, we're trading him, and teams could have panicked and then quickly trade for him. No, they made sure to trade Laine to a place where he wanted to go, I think. And Montreal, if the reports that he's bad for the dressing room were right, Montreal would not have traded for him. Laine, to me, I think is a guy who's very misunderstood to me. Not necessarily in like, he's an unsung hero. No, I think guys look at what Patrik Laine says and they take it the wrong way, in my opinion. I think Laine is he might not be like the greatest locker room guy, but I think he's more so like a chill, kind of relaxed kind of guy. He's not like super like, outspoken, but he's not like cancer, you know? He's just one of those like laid back, kind of go with the flow really kind of guys. At least that's the way he sees it. I see it in the locker room with Laine. That's the type of guy I see him as. Again, if he was bad for the dressing room, with the way Hughes and Gordon and Marty have all been, touting that. I just realized let me aim down slightly. There we go. I like the hat to be like near the top of the screen like this, so it's bugging me a little bit. But yeah, with the way that they've been touting like, we want a good locker room, we want guys who will go out and play for each other, not just themselves. If Laine was really bad for the locker room, I don't think they would have made this trade. Now, of course, unless it was coming out within the hour, which it hasn't, because none of you guys have said that, Montreal's acquiring Laine, and then they're flipping him, for example, because, they can get a haul back. They got a first-round pick, for example, which, again, it's not coming out, I don't think. So, yeah, I don't think that, and yeah, NZA just said from the press conference, who said that Laine is very happy to come to Montreal, so there we go. So that confirms what I've been saying the last, hour. Teams are talking to Laine, probably seeing if he wants to come to their team, and Laine apparently was very happy to come to Montreal. So, you know what, Laine, I'll say this. I'll be the first to welcome you to Montreal. If I could pick you up from the airport and drive you to the Bell Center myself, I would. But the issue is I live like an hour away from the Bell Center and probably an hour from an airport. And I don't have a driver's license and I don't have a car. And I don't feel like you getting arrested because I don't have a driver's license. So, yeah. But yeah, no, legitimately, I think there obviously are risks. Again, of course, he could get injured. He might not work. I think he will. But yeah, no. Habs shouldn't be a good team next couple of years, so we're paying a lot and getting a lot better when we're... Well, Tony, here's the thing. I don't think we should be finishing last or near the bottom whatsoever. I think we have our top six for the future. It's Doc, Newhook, and Demidov on the second line, and then Caulfield, Suzuki, Slav, or any order of those guys in the top six, which is a fantastic one. You've got Waugh, you've got Farrell, you've got Beck, you've got Philip Mazar, you've got Oliver Kapanen, Florian Xhekaj for your bottom six, which is a fantastic bottom six. You've got Laine, Mailloux, Gouli, Xhekaj, Reinbacher. You've got those five right there, and then the sixth spot can probably be open. You've got a fantastic blue line there already. And then you've got Jacob Fowler as your future goaltender. I really don't think the Habs need to be bad for 2-3 more years. I honestly think at this point, it's really just wait, slowly get better, and wait for Jacob Fowler to be here in 3-4 years. Why Jacob Fowler specifically? Because goalies take the longest to get to the NHL, so... You're basically waiting on your superstar goaltender at this point. Yeah, sub up if you're new here. Habs and puck content is lit here. Thank you, Avi. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's really not that big of a risk. Junior Picard Crevier, love your name. I had a teacher named Crevier in high school. I don't know if you're related to a teacher, but if you are, that'd be kind of freaking cool, actually. Yeah, there's only 2 years left at Ed Laine's contract. Even at $8.7 million, and next year... for example, say just next year, who do the Habs have coming off the books and probably re-signing? So Dvorak's coming off the books. We're not re-signing him more than likely. Armia's expiring. As much as I like him, it wouldn't surprise me to see us deal him at the deadline, assuming we're not in the playoff hunt. Evans is probably re-signed for the fourth line. He won't get more than maybe 2.5 because the cap's going up. Fourth liners are worth more, blah, blah, blah. You guys know this by now. Harvey Pinard might get re-signed. I don't know. Pizzetta's probably re-signed for another year or two just until Florian Xhekaj gets here. And Barry Boulet, we can't really tell there. Savard probably gets re-signed at, I'd think, a 2-year deal if he's not traded. Primo probably gets re-signed. And it's really not a lot of big contracts coming off the books. And then the AHL, yeah, you've got Sean Farrell, Emil Heineman, Jacob Perreault, Xavier Simoneau, Jaden Struble, who might end up getting $2-3 million. But then you've got Jacob Dobesh as well. You're really not you don't really have a lot of contracts that you have to give out that are huge, you know? So I think it's actually a lot better. I think it's a lot better for Montreal to buy a contract like this in a quote-unquote risky time when you don't have guys that are many big names that are going to be expiring, or many contracts that are going to be expiring, or that you need to give a lot of money to. It's really when Laine expires that I think it's Doc that's coming up with him as well, right? Let me look actually real quick. I gotta refresh my YouTube studio because it's at 1010. There's no way it's just 1017. And boys, my YouTube studio has broken because it's not even telling me how many subscribers we've gained in the last 28 days. Which, to be fair, it was like that this morning as well. But I'm gonna say you guys broke it because it's more epic that way. But yeah, and then after the 25-26 season, it's Laine that's expiring, Kirby Dach, Mike Matheson, Arbor Xhekaj, Justin Barron. That's when Price's contract expires. You got Luke Tuck, Josh Waugh, Lane Hudson, Logan Mailloux. So yeah, you've got some big names expiring, but they're all at the same time with Laine again. So, you know, and these guys are probably going to take pay cuts compared to what they can get usually. You know, considering they can be re-signed a year out, like Slav was re-signed a year out from his contract expiring. These guys are going to take pay cuts than what they could usually get on the open market, I think. Especially look at Lane. He might get $8 million instead of $10 million, for example. Lane Hudson's going to be a superstar. but yeah. Josh, tap, it worked. Hughes must have had one hell of a talk of Laine. Let's hope the culture of the Habs will... Exactly, Josh. I apologize, Joseph. I don't know why I called you Josh. I saw the EP and I said, who cares about the EP? I'm not pronouncing that. No, but Joseph. There we go. Thank you. And yeah, exactly. I think that with the culture that the Habs are talking about, they wouldn't have made this deal if they didn't think Laine could be a good fit. I think so. Yeah. Attaboy Harry. You're on the Wings pod too? Oh shit, Salty. Yeah, plug that shit when you come in, man. I'd love to plug that shit. I didn't even know you were on a podcast. Shit. Oh my god. We're almost caught up to the comments. Oh my god. Do you think Laine is a player that would thrive better in a big hockey market? Wolverine, absolutely. Some players don't like that spotlight and will play in a smaller market, and some love the spotlight. Exactly. Like Crosby, he loves the spotlight. Yeah, absolutely. I think Laine is one of those players. Like, I think what got to him in Winnipeg and Columbus was that they're small markets. You know, notice when they played Toronto in his third game, and I know it's just one game, for example, but he got that hat trick. He loves playing against big market teams. What if he's a guy, Laine, where he wants that pressure? He wants that, game 7 overtime. Well, Laine's got to be the guy to score, and he's like, yeah, I got this. What if he's that guy who thrives under pressure in the big market? We don't know that yet because he's only played in Winnipeg and Columbus, which are very small markets in the National Hockey League. He hasn't played in a Montreal or Toronto or New York. Obviously, he's played there, but he hasn't played for those teams, a Montreal, a Toronto, a New York, a Chicago, a Detroit, He hasn't played in those big city markets yet. So I'm excited, honestly. Like, who knows? Could he maybe play better in small markets and he just doesn't work in Montreal? Yeah, of course. Could he thrive, be a 40-goal scorer, point-per-game guy? Also, yes. Could he be the standard Laine too? Yeah, obviously. We don't know what's going to happen yet. But I think Laine is going to be a good player for the Canadiens. I think he could be a guy who thrives in a big market. Hudson over 65 points this year, put him on the power play. Dude, yeah, Laine, Nick Calder on the power play as well. Abby, like, Jesus, dude, we could... Lane could end up with 65 points this year, just off that power play, honestly. Exactly, Junior as well. Like, at worst we trade Laine, we only gave up Harris, plus we have that second round pick as well. I know there was someone who said, I know there was someone who said like, I forget who it was, who said like the key is that second round pick, and honestly, it very well could be. And honestly, I love what the Habs do here as well with that second round pick as well. By the way, is my voice is slowly starting to go out, so I'm gonna have to try and get through these comments, and I might end up stopping after that just because I want to save my voice a little bit. I gotta get a call with Sporty and Sons later, but yeah, that second round pick, I love what the Canadiens are doing because they're making a good team for the next decade, but they're also acquiring future picks to be good for the future, for the future of the future, you know? Like, look at their picks that they have right now. This year, they have, along with their own picks, they have every one of their own picks for the next 3 years. They also have Florida's first round pick. It says Calgary, but it's going to be Florida. Come on. They have Pittsburgh's second. They have Jersey and Vancouver's thirds, Detroit's fourth, and next year in 2026, they have Columbus's second and Jersey's fourth. They're getting these extra picks because they know to keep healthy depth alive when you're losing guys to free agency and they price themselves out of town, you need guys who can replace them. You need solid depth players. Your top six can be consistently good, but you need that bottom six. You need that bottom line on the blue line. You need that backup goaltender. You know, that's I think what could end up costing Vasilevsky the last year or two of his career is because he's playing 70 games a year, you know. Marty Brodeur, yeah, he played till he was 41, but he had great conditioning, and he was only facing like 12 shots a game anyways. You know, so I actually love that the Canadiens are still acquiring future picks and building up their future stock along with their current stock. I really like that that's what they're doing. Damn, Sporty, I'd kill to have DraftKings sponsor me. Yeah, no, I mean, like, DraftKings would be awesome, obviously, but, like, morally, for myself, I don't think I'd be able to have a DraftKings sponsorship, you know, because there's... gambling is kind of close to me. Gambling addictions. Like, I myself, I'm basically addicted to fucking collecting movies and games. And in a way, I hate it, because we just had to replace all my shelves. I'm sure you guys can tell. We just had to replace my shelves. This costs like $600-700 to get the shelves redone. Obviously I love the way it looks. Would I prefer to have 1,100 and whatever movies that I have and TV shows? I mean, yeah, obviously on one hand I'd love to have them on a hard drive, for example. But on the other hand, it's the addiction, you know? So I get the addiction and yeah, whatever. For me now, I don't think again, morally for myself, I don't think I could have a DraftKings sponsorship really. For me, like, I'd much rather have to go for like a Manscaped or a Squarespace or stuff like that, you know. Evan, yeah, New Hook over Gallagher, I do probably think that's gonna happen. Or as you put somehow your autocorrect, I guess, Galvat. I don't know how your autocorrect did that, but yeah, you did correct yourself. Paul Farting, with a potential line of Laine, Doc, and Anderson. Laine 6'5", Doc 6'4", and Anderson 6'3". If they can get Anderson to play better than last year, then maybe they can trade him next year. I mean, maybe. I mean, that'd be a big boy line. If Anderson plays the way he did 2 years ago compared to last year, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. But I think you'd want to have a legitimate playmaker or a goal scorer with Laine to be able to compliment him, because you don't want Laine being like Slav did, having 2 points in the first month and people getting down on you. You know, you want to have someone like Laine, and you want to have someone like Laine, you know, playing with good offensive players like Doc and Newhook, for example, or maybe a Doc and Waugh. You know, I think that's what you'd want. I think Anderson at this point is probably that a fourth line grinder at this stage. Trade him. Columbus can't even give away this player. Well, Tony Tante, I mean, they're keep in mind. Yes, they couldn't trade Laine, basically, until a team came calling that he wanted to play for. Anderson has that mystique of being a big power forward. There apparently have been teams that have called about him before. Montreal can trade him, it's just that they haven't gone through with it because I don't think they've seen the right package or something that they want. Bro's gonna be like grabbing except a random-ass gambling company. I mean, salty. I will admit, you know, offer me enough, Maybe. No, obviously no, I wouldn't, but yeah, no. But it's gonna be like grab and accept a random game. Like I like that, Salty. Thank you for that. That's funny. Alright, we're finally catching up to the most recent comments, and then I'll be heading out after I give my last final thoughts, of course. Power play will be better just by not having Alex Burrows as an assistant. Randy, that's very true. And then, of course, you have a guy like Laine added in as well, and it just gets that much better. Gave up on calling, against Sparty. I'm sorry that you gave up on calling in. I'm sorry, man. We'll call it later, like you said. Hughes is live with the media, like you said, Sporty. Yeah, I was gonna scream with you going nuts. Yeah, sorry about that, man. That would have been great, but we can do that later. If it doesn't work in 2 years, we let him go in the free agency. Exactly, Junior. Exactly. Yeah, let's have a way overstack. Wait. I kind of agree, NZA. Yeah, to Avi, what Avi was saying about getting one more defenseman. I think I'm assuming he meant more so just kind of wait for Reinbacher or a guy like that to come up. I don't think he meant acquire like a guy like Letang, for example. I don't think he meant acquire another defenseman. I think it's more so just. I think he more so meant it, and they wait for a guy like Reinbacher to come up to the team. I think that's what he meant. Habs could be fine to use in NHL 20. Here's the funny thing, Avi. From like NHL like 16 all the way up to like 20, 21. Whenever I see teams simming like multiple years. Like, when they're doing, like, career videos, the Habs always win a cup in the first 3 years, you know? Like, they're incredibly fun for me to use in 23, mostly because I'm a Habs fan. But, yeah, dude, like, 25, dude. Nick, Cole, Slav, Lane actually in the game. Laine, dude, like, Matheson as well. Like, God, they're going to be so fun to use. By the way, the NHL 25 trailer leaked today. I'm not going to talk about it, but I am just going to say... The 25 trailer leaked. You guys can find that. 25. Oh, just 25. Just like the amount of viewers my thing is telling me that I have. That's fun. Swish. I apologize if I butchered your name. Lost my favorite player as a Jackets fan. Congrats. You got a guy. You got a guy. Thank you. You also got a guy. Thank you for taking the nightmare contract. Yeah, no problem. Hopefully we win a playoff series over the next 20 years. Yeah, Swish, man, dude. God, it's crazy, dude. Like, I feel bad for the Jackets, dude. I feel bad for them. Like, from what I've seen of their fan base, they're passionate. They're great fans. It's just, the team just doesn't look good. I mean, you guys have I think it's Don Waddell, I think, came over from Carolina, the guy who created their playoff thing, so... You should be able to win another playoff series. I like the future of your team, actually. I love David Jiricek. I'm a huge Stanislav Slovil fan. I like Jordan Harris, of course. He's a former Hab. I love Johnny Gaudreau. Love Sean Monahan. Treat him well, please. Swish, I will say that. Please treat Sean Monahan well. Treat him with as much respect as you can. I want the Jackets to win a playoff series. It's just... Next 2 years it's gonna look rough, but after that I think it'll be like, oh wow, Blue Jackets are a consistent playoff team. That's fun. Yeah, I like to say fuck you to Ken Hughes for making me stop paying attention. Oh, I'm sorry, Darkness. Oh my god, we're almost finally caught up. And yeah, the reason why we traded Kovacevic and Harris is because we have way too many defensemen. Exactly, NZA. I could see Letang, Crosby, and Price joining the party in 26. If Price was healthy, yeah, maybe. Letang, I don't think so, but Crosby I could maybe see. If he doesn't get re-signed by Pittsburgh, I could maybe see him coming over to the Canadiens. Imagine if the Habs got everyone rumored to them. Evan, dude, we'd be a dynasty at that point. Salary cap be damned. We'd be the greatest team ever. Your French is not bad, even if you don't know what you're saying. Thank you, Randy. I appreciate that, man. I took Spanish all the way through high school and I completely forgot. Exactly, Salty. From the press conference, Hugh said that Laine is very happy to come to Montreal. Yeah, we're very happy to have you aboard, Laine. I don't know if you're ever going to see this, but Mr. Laine, thank you for coming to the Montreal Canadiens. We're going to treat you like royalty. You're already one of our top 5 favorite players that has come from another team, probably, because most of the team has been drafted by the Habs. And, Randy, with 1,000 subs, I mean, upgrading the background, I already just did with the shelves. I don't want to put Habs memorabilia on it because I've already got the movies in the background. I think the Habs jersey, the way the stream looks, is already going to be not necessarily quote-unquote good enough, but I think that I want to have... Oh! Backwards hat like this looks okay. Kind of the half hair, half forehead, that actually looks pretty okay. So, hopefully I can keep this. But yeah, I mean, I would put Habs memorabilia, but it's just the matter of like I'd have to take it down after every stream, and I'd rather just leave the shelves blank like this because I think it looks a lot better. But I do appreciate the idea. I think Crosby. Yeah, I think Crosby under strict action next year. Habs are bad even with Laine named the top 3 teams of the division. But Tony, here's the thing: even if we're a wild card team, for some reason the Habs play their best playoff games as a wild card the last like 20 years. We play our best hockey when we're a wild card team. But like, okay, Florida, yeah, we're not better than them. Toronto, if you're more so going for straight comparison, like when we face them, we're better than them. And then here's the thing: after that, it gets a little muddy. Buffalo, I think, is going to be competitive for the wild card. Ottawa is Ottawa, so they're trash. Detroit is underachieving, so they're not going to make the playoffs. Then it's between Tampa and Boston, and yes, Boston somehow is still competitive despite losing all their depth, basically. They might get it, and then Tampa. But Tampa, I think, is getting very old. They're not very old, but they're more so in that stage where, okay, they make the playoffs with their first-round exit. They're basically they're becoming the Red Wings of the 2010s, essentially, where, okay, you can make the playoffs, but you're not doing anything, like, relevant, really, you know? So, yeah. Also, Raymond, by the way, hello. Thank you for coming by, man. Appreciate that. Thank you for the congrats on 1,000 subs, man. Really appreciate that, man. But Tony, I wouldn't say the Habs are bad necessarily. I think if you're giving Monty and Primo the full year, they're going to surprise a lot of people, especially Primo, dude. Once Allen got traded and it was just Primo and Monty, Primo honestly might have played better than Montembeault. Primo was fantastic at the end of the year last season. Wondering if Montreal will trade one or both of Dvorak and Armia before the season starts? Well, Joel, given your name is Joel or Yoel, I'm assuming it's Joel. It's because of Yoel Armia, it's so weird to hear the name pronounced as Joel. I always keep thinking it's Yoel now. But yeah. But yeah, Joel, I'm assuming your name is. I would think Dvorak could be a guy that's gone. I think Armia, if he is traded, it's a deadline thing. I think it's a deadline move. Montreal was not in his no trade clause, NCA. Really? Nice. The story keeps on getting sweeter and sweeter. Yes, it does, NCA. But the trade, yeah, Barry Brulé is basically spending a year, barring injuries, of course. You guys can unsubscribe for that joke. But yeah, no, Barry Brulé is unfortunately going to spend the year in Laval, I think. Even if Laine doesn't pan out, you took a former third rounder to a second, there's no way you can circle the Habs. Exactly, Darkness. Even if Harris becomes a top 4 defenseman, we have guys that will replace him. We have Logan Mailloux who will replace this top 4 spot in the lineup. It's not like this is the only top 4 defensive prospect we had and we took this massive risk. No. Harris needed a place to play. We didn't have space for him, unfortunately. If anything, we did good by him by trading to a place where he'll be able to get time in the lineup. And we took on a bad contract, quote-unquote, to do so. So, yeah. Patrick Frankster, yeah, man. Let's go. What a fucking trade. Absolutely, man. 100%. If Patrick scores 20 goals, we win this trade. Paul... I mean, yeah, considering we took on a second-round pick to take the contract and only give up Jordan Harris, yeah, I think 20 goals could definitely be considered a win. And yeah, Hughes rocks. He is becoming a legend, Paul. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Raymond, I'm doing great, man. Don't worry if it's been a while, man. You've been busy with work. Hey, no problem. I haven't been uploading that much, unfortunately. Admittedly, I've been a little lazy. But, yeah, no, I've been a little lazy. Thank you for the surpassing 1,000 subs, man. Absolutely. And Paul, yeah, I agree. Habs are a wildcard team for sure, man. Practical Frankster, yeah, thank you for the congrats on 1,000K subs, man. Thank you, I appreciate it. Funny enough, the sub count here is actually lower than it is on my YouTube studio. I'm gonna refresh my YouTube studio if I can. Oh my god, oh my god, I had the stream loaded up when. Oh my god, dude, I'm looking at my stream now. Dude, we're at 1,000 subs. Dude, I still can't get over it. Yeah, 1,018 right now. This stream has 1.5k views. Practical Prankster, thank you, dude. Now, guys, it's at this point with 31 viewers. Despite that, actually, you know what? Let me open up the stream because I want to see how many concurrent viewers we have right now. Because if it's anything over the 30, I might stick around for a little bit. Yeah, we're at 33 live viewers. I apologize, guys, but I think I might have to get out of here. My voice is very raspy. My voice is hurting a little bit, admittedly, unfortunately. So, yeah, unfortunately... Wait, is the stream? Okay, no, it's just rendering in 240p. Does it look good in 1080 at least? Oh, yeah, it looks fantastic in 1080p. All right. So I apologize, guys, but I think this might be where I have to close the stream after I give a few quick final thoughts. My voice is going out a little bit. My mom just got home from work. I gotta take my shower again. So, yeah, not take my shower. You guys know what I mean. So, this trade, my final thoughts. It makes sense for both teams. Jordan Harris is a young defensive prospect, basically still at this point. He's only like 22, 23. He needed time to play. He needed ice time. He wasn't going to get that in Montreal unless Struble or Barron are held out of the lineup, which Barron probably still, but Struble could be a third pair guy. Laine had a bad contract. Laine has his press conference in 30 minutes. All right, NCA, if I'm still in the shower, I'll load it up at that point, and I will listen to his press conference. I'm really excited to hear what Laine has to say about coming to the Canadiens. That'd be admittedly, it'd be really hilarious if he was like, well, I mean, there was like 5 other places I wanted to go to, but Montreal was the only team interested, so I said, why not? I'll go there. That'd be really funny if he said some shit like that, honestly. But yeah, Laine has a bad contract for Columbus. Montreal was willing to take that on. They get a second-round pick to do so. There's a risk, but a high-risk, high-reward factor with Laine. Of course, the injuries and all that we know. But he has a great shot. I will give the win to Montreal because they get the better player and they get a draft pick as well. Columbus does make good out of this, getting a potential top 4 defenseman as well. And plus, a guy that if they don't use him, they could also end up flipping him as well. They could end up getting something out of Jordan Harris too if they don't use him, of course, or if he just doesn't pan out. So yeah, really quick thoughts again. Big fan of this trade for both teams. Love Montreal getting Patrik Laine. I'm a massive Patrik Laine fan. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, guys, thank you so much, guys, for watching, and thank you for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. Holy shit, I would not have imagined that we got to that today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I gotta get used to doing the outro. Please, if you haven't yet and you're new, hit that sub button. I'm a Habs content creator. I do some movie stuff as well. I come up live after every single Habs game to talk about the result, give my notes. I talk with the chat a lot, as you guys could probably tell. So yeah, if you're into that type of stuff, or if you're a non-Habs fan waiting to, or if you're a non-Habs fan, you're just a regular hockey fan who wants to hear from a Habs fan perspective, hit that sub button. Kimmy, Marner 0, Laine 10, dude. I'm really sorry that you're coming in right at the end of the stream, but thank you for coming in. We just got a bunch of subs, 1,020. Thank you guys, I appreciate that. Until next time, Wary NZ, thank you for coming by, man. Thank all of you guys for coming by. I can't thank you guys enough. We will have a legitimate celebration stream sometime in the future. In the next week or two, we'll do some type of big celebration stream, probably. So, yeah. Thank you guys again so much for coming by. I gotta get used to doing the outro again. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share, and everything, which includes, but not limited to, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, Tumblr, and all that good stuff. Check out the links in the description, guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys again for coming by. My name is Harry Rice, and I am out. Go Habs, go. I do always remember, no matter how bad we were last year, how good we should be like this year. Go Habs, go, baby. Adam Montreal, always again. I love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. See you guys.